This is San Francisco International Airport, one of the largest and busiest in the world, with over 50 million passengers passing through every year. Now, it's getting a massive $5 billion upgrade. Say goodbye to long lines, crowded terminals, and that familiar travel stress because SFO is raising the bar on comfort, efficiency, and style like never before. So what does a $5 billion makeover actually mean? From sleek modern terminals and lightning-fast check-ins to spaces so comfortable you'll wish your flight was delayed. This is the future of travel. And it's not just about making SFO better, it's about getting a new gold standard for airports across the country. So how is all this going to transform your travel experience? San Francisco is a city that blends iconic architecture with breathtaking natural beauty. It's the kind of place that feels like a movie set with its hilly streets, cable cars, and the ever-photogenic Golden Gate Bridge. But let's not forget its struggles. San Francisco has faced its share of challenges recently. Despite this, the Bay Area remains a powerhouse, especially when it comes to tech and tourism. And at the heart of this vibrant hub is the San Francisco International Airport, the gateway for millions who visit or do business in the city. In 2022, it was crowned the top major U.S. airport by the Wall Street Journal. But how did SFO evolve into such an efficient and remarkable facility? Let's dive into its history, ongoing developments, and what makes it a standout in the world of aviation. SFO's journey began in 1927, when it was known as Mills Field. 4 years later, it was renamed San Francisco Municipal Airport. Over nearly a century, it has seen some amazing moments, from its role in World War II to becoming a hub for the jet age. Today, SFO's design and infrastructure reflect this legacy. Its international terminal, the largest in North America, includes the A and G gates, while its other terminals, 1, 2, and 3, have undergone or are undergoing major upgrades to serve the evolving needs of passengers and airlines. Terminal 1 recently received a massive $2.5 billion makeover. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about efficiency and innovation. The upgrade includes a brand new check-in lobby for Alaska and Delta Airlines, automated bag drop technology, and a mezzanine-level security checkpoint that promises to cut wait times by 30%. They've even connected Terminal 1 to Terminal 2, so you can access any gate after passing security. Add to that new gates, lounges, and dining options, and you've got an airport that feels more like a luxury mall. Now let's talk about Terminal 3, which is currently undergoing a $2.6 billion modernization. Initially planned for 2020, the pandemic affected the timeline, but construction finally began in August 2024. This upgrade focuses on the terminal's western half, adding 200,000 square feet of space for retail and dining, a revamped security checkpoint, and enhanced passenger amenities. And if you're someone who geeks out over sustainability, you'll be thrilled to know that SFO is aiming for LEED Platinum certification for this project. Features like recycled water systems, energy-smart baggage handling, and low-carbon materials are just a few highlights. SFO isn't just about glitzy upgrades, it's a hub that keeps the Bay Area connected to the world. In 2023, it was the 14th busiest airport in the United States and ranked 29th globally by passenger count. It's also a crucial hub for United Airlines, serving as their primary trans-Pacific gateway. Speaking of routes, the busiest domestic connection from SFO is to Los Angeles, with over 1.3 million passengers in 2023. Internationally, Taipei took the top spot, with a whopping 1.2 million travelers. One of the coolest things about SFO is how it's constantly innovating. For example, the Terminal 3 project includes a 6-story building that will house airline lounges and operational offices. A new sterile connector will give arriving international passengers direct access to customs in the international terminal. And for those worried about navigating a construction zone, a temporary walkway will make getting around seamless, ready just in time for the 2024 holiday season. Of course, building and upgrading an airport of this scale doesn't come cheap. The Terminal 1 upgrade alone costs $2.5 billion, while Terminal 3's modernization will set SFO back another $2.6 billion. These aren't just numbers, they represent jobs and opportunities. At its peak, the Terminal 3 project will employ 500 to 600 workers and allocate $173 million in contracts to local businesses. It's not just about improving infrastructure, it's about investing in the community. One of the biggest hurdles to overcome in this project is SFO's location in the Bay Area, a region notorious for its earthquake risks. Back in 1989, the Loma Prieta earthquake shook the area significantly, leaving parts of San Francisco battered. Thankfully, the airport only suffered minor damage to its runway and was able to reopen quickly. However, that earthquake was a wake-up call. It exposed the vulnerability of the airport's older infrastructure, built when seismic standards were less strict. Now, with lessons learned and a strong focus on safety, The Terminal 3 upgrade is making significant strides to fortify the structure against future quakes. Beyond just structural reinforcement, the renovations include ambitious expansions. A new 6-story building, known as the Courtyard 4 Connector, is being constructed to bridge Terminal 3 and the international terminal seamlessly. This isn't just about adding space for airline lounges and offices, it's about making movement between terminals a breeze for travelers. Imagine walking through a vast, well-designed passageway that doesn't just get you from point A to B, but does so in style and comfort. But here's the real kicker. SFO isn't just aiming for practical upgrades. It's looking for the title of the best airport experience on the West Coast. While it faces stiff competition from big names like Seattle-Tacoma and Los Angeles International Airport, SFO is carving its niche. Sure, LAX gets a geographic edge, being closer to tropical destinations like Mexico and Hawaii, and SeaTac benefits from its proximity to Canada and Alaska. But SFO's strategy isn't about geography, it's about quality. Travelers consistently talk about the quieter and more relaxed atmosphere at SFO. The airport's Fly Quiet program is a standout feature, rewarding airlines for reducing noise pollution. On top of that, thoughtful interior design choices like sound-insulating materials and limited intercom announcements make for a serene environment. It's like stepping into a calm oasis before or after a busy flight. And this isn't just about tranquility. SFO is also setting the standard for sustainability. What does this mean for you as a traveler? It means daylight-filled spaces thanks to clever daylight harvesting techniques, energy-efficient systems like displacement ventilation, and on-site solar panels providing renewable energy. It also means low-carbon materials like sustainable steel and concrete, along with innovative water recycling systems and hydration stations that cut down on single-use plastics. However, creating a great traveler experience isn't the only strategy SFO is banking on. Pricing plays a massive role too. Here's where it gets interesting. The upgrades aren't just about aesthetics or convenience, they're also about economics. The new terminal upgrades are adding more gates, meaning more flights can operate. As the number of flights increases, basic economics suggests that ticket prices could drop. That's good news for passengers, right? But there's a catch. Upgrades like these don't come cheap, and SFO has to recover its costs somehow. You might think that federal or state grants would cover a huge chunk of this investment. After all, infrastructure projects often rely on such funding. But surprisingly, only $31 million, that's just 1.2% of the $2.5 billion Terminal 1 upgrade, came from federal funding through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act. The rest, it's all on SFO. Most of the money comes from the airport's revenue, either directly or through revenue bonds. These bonds are essentially loans that the airport repays over time, funded by its earnings. This means the airport is largely self-reliant, operating like a revenue-generating machine rather than a for-profit business. To generate this revenue, SFO has to raise fees. Between 2023 and 2024, landing and terminal fees at the airport rose by about 8%. These increases, while necessary for funding projects, can eventually trickle down to passengers in the form of higher ticket prices. It's a delicate balance. SFO wants to stay competitive and keep fares reasonable, but if these fee hikes consistently outpace inflation, travelers could start feeling the pinch. And let's face it, nobody likes paying extra, especially when it comes to air travel. SFO's importance goes beyond just moving passengers from one city to another. It's a critical hub for Northern California's booming tech and business scene. For over 30 years, the airport has played a key role in connecting workers, business people, and innovators to the rest of the world. And with these upgrades, SFO is sending a clear message. They're ready to lead, not just keep up. The renovations are rolling out in phases. The western half of Terminal 3 is expected to reopen in fall 2027, offering a fresh, modern experience for travelers. Meanwhile, the new 6-story building that will house airline lounges and operational spaces is set to open in early 2028. These additions aren't just about functionality, they're about elevating the entire airport experience. Even the check-in lobby on the eastern end of Terminal 3 is getting a facelift, with its grand reopening planned for early 2029. SFO's leadership is confident that these changes will set a new standard for what travelers can expect. Our goal is to create an extraordinary airport experience for our guests, leading the way in sustainability and innovation, said Ivar Sotero, SFO's airport director. And it's not just talk, there's a clear commitment to delivering on that promise. In the end, these billion-dollar investments are more than just upgrades. They're a vision for the future of travel. SFO is not just building terminals, they're building an experience. Whether it's through cutting-edge design, sustainable practices, or a focus on traveler comfort, the airport is setting itself apart in ways that truly matter. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about how you feel along the way. And with these changes, SFO is ensuring that every journey begins on the right note. So what are your thoughts on this insane $5 billion upgrade at SFO? You think it's going to change the way we travel, or is it just another flashy project? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.